Hello.
Hello, we are
Oh,
live.
oh my God!
Welcome,
First,
everybody.
running late, and I got it all correctly working. Who
Oh,
would have
that's good.
thought? It's only taken me 2 years to figure that stuff out. Anyway, at least we got everything working. It's all right. Am I coming through okay?
Yep, you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you nice and clear. And
Yeah, and I hear you nice and clear. The
awesome.
stream looks like the sounds are coming through good. I can't I
Ex.
can't hear your stream, but I can see your chat.
Yeah. I'm the same. I can see the thing. Let me. It's only taken us what we take. Yeah, that's all right. I can hear my voice. Let me just see what I sound like. Anyway, at least we got everything working. It's all right. Am I coming through okay?
Yep. How's your last couple of weeks
I can
been?
hear you nice. Last
I know.
couple of weeks, mate. Yeah, it's been a bit busy. Bit busy at work. I've had a guy who's gone on 3 months long service leave, and I'm just discovering how little I know. Well, not how little I know, but just sort of discovering stuff that okay, I need to figure out how do I get to a certain pathway on a very antiquated system we have. So
Nordo, welcome to the stream. How are we?
hey,
Nordalicious is in chat.
Norday, welcome,
Kewl
mate.
as well. Are you still playing that vampire game? What's it called? I haven't bought it yet. It's that vampire battle royale thing. It did look alright though.
Okay,
He's playing Tarkov at the moment.
can I just say I bought God of War?
Did you? What's this? Number 4?
You say it's the latest one. Where he goes,
Yep.
boy, listen to me. Don't do that. You know, like the real where he's got the son and very. Oh my God, very. I've played just a little bit of it. I haven't played a lot, but I think when's the battle pass end for the next fortnight?
Not sure. I haven't played it for the last week or two, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, so once that finishes that battle pass, because I'm still grinding away a little bit
Yep.
at Fortnite, because I was so close on solos getting victories, and every time like the match before my victory royale last night, I was literally I knew where the guy was, and I just couldn't get any healing happening,
Yep.
and I had nothing around me to heal me, and I just came out, and I'm like, I was stupid because I was like, where are you? And then yeah, came over the hill, and I'm like, oh, I should have found cover and just rinsed him that way. But anyway, I only took, I still nearly got the victory,
Yep.
but just all it took was just 2 connections, and that was it. It was all over. But the last one I played when I got the victory royale, nah, that one got rinsed. I knew exactly where they were on the roof, and they got shotgunned in the face a number of times when they jumped down to try and take me on, and I'm like, nope,
And
we're
were
done.
you playing solos or were you playing in a squads, duos, or?
No, I was playing solo. Definitely
Yep.
playing 100% solo. So no, no, I'm not. No, I'm not one of these guys that plays. Oh, I'll play squads and I play by myself. Nah, because then you just knock people, and like you come up against a squad, and you're gonna. I'm not that good. I'm gonna lose every time
Yep.
against a squad because there's like 4 people in a squad. You know,
Yeah, I
like
know.
you got to be
And
pretty
it's all
full on.
it's all in your aiming. Like if you can hit like 90% of your shots, you a good chance of maybe taking out a squad. But then you got to pick off one or two, and then be able to be 100% again to take on the other two.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what I think we found is it depends on the squad. Like if some of them play like us, we're a little bit loose and we're a little bit wide. You can get absolutely wrecked. But even when you don't, like we've had scenarios where all 4 of us have been there on the spot, and 2 people have come in, and they've just managed to knock one of us down, or 2 of us down, and then we're going at them, but then the other 2 squad members come in, and then they just wipe you because then it's
Yep.
all of a sudden from 2v2 to 2v4 because you got 2 knocked already, and that's where it's hard. Like if you were a solo, that'd be really hard.
Because I like watching Cypher PK, and that's all he does is his game style is it's more challenging for him to play solo squads than it is to play like squads or playing solos or playing solo duos or anything.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I mean, those are guys who are playing what 8, 10 hours a day,
Yeah, but for engaging for like stream wise, it's good to watch because it's high paced and there's always something going on. Whereas
Yeah, he's
if you're
always
watching,
taking someone out. Yeah,
yeah, and you
yeah.
always got like two or three people coming to get you. Whereas you're playing solos, it could be 5 minutes before you see someone.
Well, what I was doing, it was really funny that last game because I had been coming from like going out, weaponing up, getting everything together, and then going into the circle and just sort of picking off people as I
Yep.
was is coming through, and that was fine. But the last one where I landed was hot, and I ended up like 10, I think 10 kills in the end, if I remember
Yep.
right. So I was like, shit. I'm like, that's not bad. Like that's like to get that many kills in a game.
I think it's almost better to drop in a more of a hot spot because I think the stress and the intensity of the combat you got straight away, it sort of your adrenaline's already pumping throughout the game, so you're sort of on edge and ready for an attack sort of thing. Whereas like if you're just looting up for a couple of minutes and you're just cruising across the track and then you get shot, you sort of panic.
Yeah, it's a real balancing act because I've dropped, and if you drop somewhere where it's hot and there's no guns, it shits you
Yeah,
because it's a matter of who's got the first gun, and that kind of happened when I did it on on that victory royale. Was I dropped, and it just happened. I grabbed a gun, and I started shooting the guy, and the guy ran across, grabbed the gun, and turned around and started to shoot at me, but it was too late.
yeah.
Like by that stage, I'd like already got him down to 50% of his not even 50. I think he had less than 50. Like, I think he got one shot off that didn't really connect, and that was the end of the game. So and that'd be frustrating for that player, and it was frustrating for me because I'm like, shit, I haven't got a gun, and I just at the last second managed to pick one up, and this guy still hadn't because it was really bare where we were, and I just rinsed him. But and then I stayed in that area for a couple of minutes. Like I stayed there for a while because I was well within the circle there. And well, actually, it wasn't in the circle. It was really weird. Wasn't in the circle, but there was a lot of people like around the area, and I third partied a couple of people like from a
Well,
distance and just scoped them and bang.
that's the way you got to play the game. I think if you're not third partying, you're getting third partied.
Correct. That's what I mean. And I think I think the game before that I came second because I picked up the wrong gun. I screwed up too. I picked up the charge shotgun, but I think you've got a charge. Yeah,
I've
anyway.
got to play it again. I haven't seen all these new guns yet.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm sure that the not the lightsabers, the blasters. Blasters
the
are
blaster
back.
guns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the blasters are back too. Which I think some people really, really like them. I wasn't a huge fan. I think if you got one high enough ranked, like purple or gold, I think they were quite lethal.
Yep.
But yeah, but it's good. Like I think I found, I don't know about you, but I found that this season's a little bit more balanced with weapons. Like last season, what was happening? In squads, you got into a battle bus, took out half the map,
Yeah.
and won the game. Or you got drum shotguns and everyone's just like, you just sneak up, like shoot from distance, get up close and just
Bang, 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 bang.
bang, bang. And it was all about, and I mean, shotguns still play a massive role in close up combat, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the double shotgun and the auto shotgun they've definitely been nerfed. They're certainly nowhere near as powerful as the drums were. Which is good because it means people have the opportunity, like, how many times you would have, for example, like a gold, I don't know, SMG or a gold Ranger rifle, and some bloke could have a base drum
Yeah.
and take you out within like 3 shots.
40, yeah, I think it's $20 hit points for body shots and 40 for heads, but then it can get off like 7 shots in the time you get off 2 auto shots or something like that.
Yeah, and I was just like, nah, and it was frustrating because you're like, oh, Well, the meta is you just play with drum shotguns. And remember, we all ended up that's exactly what we were doing. Because we were sick of just dying in those final fights with just being drum shotgunned. So, anyway, are you playing anything else at the moment, or you just haven't had
Nah,
much time?
I haven't been playing really anything really.
Mm. Yeah, like I said, I know I've been playing a bit of God of War. I started that. I
Yep.
did have a bit of a go at um. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm just
I was trying to play with Ava on Sunday,
yeah.
try to get Minecraft up, but the PlayStation was hooked up to the same account my computer was, but I couldn't seem to log in to Minecraft on the other account, so I'll have to go back and have a look at that.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I tried to play Roblox with her, but Roblox doesn't seem to work. And I tried downloading the update, but it just says it's downloading, but nothing's happening. So I'll have to uninstall it and reinstall it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, no, I did try to uninstall it and reinstall it, but now, yeah, it just says downloading, but it's not actually downloading. So, yeah, well,
Oh,
maybe I might need to do a fresh Windows install or something. Or maybe I should just check my updates, but this should happen automatically, shouldn't it?
depends how you've got them set up.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah, might just need to have a crack at doing that. But yeah, see how you go, mate. It's
Yep. I think she's sort of over Fortnite now. So you want to play Fortnite? She's like, no.
yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. You know, they do wax and wane between games and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So Gabe's gone through most of the school holidays not really playing a lot of Fortnite. Just he's been busy. He's been doing stuff. He's been on a holiday program, and just because of his ADHD, we just find that he really struggles with like screen time. Like if he has like one day, like when was it? Last week, I think his mum was home all day. He ended up watching something like 4 hours worth of like 3 hours worth of TV, and then an hour on PC and playing. And she's like, and then by the end of the night, just went nuclear. You know, it was like, and you know, it was just sensory overload. It was just he just spent too much time constantly on a screen and stuff, and just so you know, it wasn't a good day for him. But you know, we now recognise that, and you know, I've sort of my wife and I have agreed. You know, like we've really got to. You know, sometimes it's really easy on a sleep in, and you're just like, screw it, let him play some computer games, but yeah, that's not good for him.
Yeah.
No, that's not fair to let him do that, and then you know, then go, oh, he's gone, oh, he's not having a good day. It's like, yeah, no, he's not having a good day because you know we haven't sort of helped him in that sense. So
I know I have the same problems with my girls too sometimes. Like, gets to a Sunday, I've worked sick today, then just, you know, can't be bothered doing anything, so let's just chill around the house, and then come the afternoon, they're running you up the wall. I was like, alright, let's go to the park.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, it's just like, okay, let's go do something, girls. You know, let's play something, and that's the thing. You know, it's just so much. It's pretty easy, I think, as you know, as a parent, to take that simple route out, but it's not good for the kids either. You know, it's not good for them though.
Yep. Have you been playing God of War? Was there anything else you've been looking at playing or looking at getting?
I did download it. I did have a bit of a go at the mechanics game.
Yeah, I did the same thing actually, like the other week when I think it was it last Monday or Monday just gone that I'd asked you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a go, and I was like, maybe this game isn't for me, because I actually had to undo every bolt and every screw, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, very similar. It's very, 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 very similar to PC Simulator.
Yeah.
but I was like, how do I buy cars? Like, how do I? Oh, I've got to do jobs on cars. So it's like House Flipper a bit as well.
Yeah, yep.
And I was kind of, oh, okay, mm, nah. No, I just it wasn't my thing. I just
No, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe it just reminded me of the street rod. Maybe I wanted to go back to street rod days where you could pull the motor out and put a bigger motor in, and then go
oh,
race it.
mate, you are talking my language, my friend.
I
You
should
are.
download it and play it again.
Oh, mate. You know what?
I,
I love that. I loved, absolutely loved that. And you went up against King.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And then you had to beat him in a drag race. Or in Street Rod 2, you had to beat him in a drag race, and then you do the aqueduct, and then I never used to be any good at the Mulholland Drive, but I might be now that I'm older. I might be a bit better at it.
Yeah,
I
Mulholland
used to,
Drive was always hard, man.
yeah, you used to lose it around corners and that going too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
Or
like,
you
but
come
you're
around the
trying
corner,
to,
yeah,
yeah,
there'd be a pothole or something.
yeah, for sure. And you're just like, oh my God, this is so hard.
I'll
And
just
you
go back to the aqueduct. It was easy. It was the same every time. Up
yeah,
the wall, down the wall.
yeah, pretty much. That's what it was. So,
Yeah.
but you know, the other one I didn't mind, the original Test Drive and Test Drive
That's
2.
I feel it, yeah.
Did you ever play those?
I think I did when I was real young, yeah.
Oh, they were
And
clunky. Oh,
was
they
there
were
once
clunky.
you could do jumps and stuff on it? Was there?
Nah,
Maybe I'm thinking a stunt driver or
nah.
something like
Yeah, that Stunt Driver, I know that one.
that.
I
Yeah.
remember that one. But no, Test Drive was like, actually, I think it was one of the really early games that did the, oh, what was it? The, what was the game? It had like Ferrari, Lamborghini, like it had, I don't know if it had Porsche, but it had really like expensive cars,
Yeah.
like really expensive cars, and it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
It was really old though, wasn't it? Like it was on floppy disk. It wasn't
Yeah,
like not
Commodore
even on
60.
like yeah, it was like on floppy, not like one with the hole in the middle, not like the verbatim like little um scan disc ones, like the little ones, like they were the big ones with the big holes in the middle, weren't they?
Yeah, because I mean they did bring out Test Drive Unlimited, which was
Yeah.
on, I think. Oh, there you go. Release Xbox 360. I think was the only one that had it. Let me just have a look. Released. Oh no, on Windows as well. But it was not as good as Test Drive C64. Yeah. So hold on. Can I? Oh yeah. Here we go. I've got some footage here. Just chuck it on just very quickly. Obviously, we've got to do fair use. You can't just play the whole thing. But where was it? Yeah, here it is. You know, and there's your Ferrari, and let's see if there's this. You had to try not to go off the cliffs here. Look at that. And let me tell you. Let me tell you, that game was very, very frustrating in how, you know, you used to have to go through the like those corners, and it wasn't very it was on joystick, and it wasn't very responsive. It's not like, you know, precision drive. Like you can almost do like, you know, like legitimate race car driving on a lot of these games now, like on Gran Turismo and stuff like that. You know, and I have to admit, I kind of do miss that era. I kind of do miss some of those racing games. Like now, Forza 5 is more like a Need for Speed type thing, and I've played it, and I'm like, oh, this is.
Might have to do our retro gaming night. So I just found one. You can play it online, test test drive and Street Rod 2, and I think they've got a few other games there. Playclassic.games.
Oh, sweet.
Just send you the link. We've got Civilization on there. Doom.
Oh, good old Civilization. I think I've got Civilization 4 or something. And, you know, it was pretty good. Replace the files in the destination. Yep. Cool. So, it's... Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking here. I've got Asterix and Obelix. Extra large. I love those guys. You know, what's not funny about a fat dude and a little dwarf who takes magic potion to win, to beat up the Romans. I mean, it's just, you know, oldie style ice. They're just, you know, or speed, you know, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's magic potion. Oh, that's what they used to call it back then.
Is that like Popeye and the spinach, or?
Yeah. Popeye takes some green stuff, and all of a sudden he can belt up the other bloke. I'm like, pretty sure that's not spinach. But then again, if it was what I was thinking, he'd be a lot more chill.
That's fair.
He wouldn't be belting other bloke. I just want to make peace, I want to make love, not war, brother. Hey, sure, we can share the girl. Oh, mate. But, so, just been keeping an eye on the graphics cards and stuff like that. And
yeah. What have you noticed?
a lot of new stuff now coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you've got a 2000 series card, it's a really funny market now. So, those 9 series cards...
Yeah.
really are old and really are not worth much money. But people are still asking for a 980 or something like $200, and you're going, dude, like, really? Like, for another $150 I can go and get a 3060?
Yeah.
You know, or used. You know, you can get 30. You know, I think one of our mates was asking about cards, and I was like, he's like, oh, if I go from a, you know,
700 XP to a 3060.
Yeah, 3060. What's the difference? It's like, there's not. They're pretty much the same card. You're just going to be throwing money away.
Yeah.
You might as well step up, like go to a 3070 or 3070 Ti, and there was a massive difference there. Same with 6700 XT was a massive step up. But yeah, it was really funny. He was saying he had some issues with the software.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting because you look at the NVIDIA one, there's no overclocking or wattage changes or anything. Like, you have to use MSI Afterburner for that.
Yeah, you do, yeah. Because, like, yeah, on that one, it just sort of tunes it to what the game likes or something. That's what I noticed on the video. But yeah, if you want to overclock, yeah, you need to do...
Yeah, exactly. So...
But I think Radeon do that too. I think I use it on the other, but you can do it in the Radeon software.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So the Radeon software gives you the ability to control voltage, memory, speeds, and look, it looks like a pretty good software. But yeah, I have noticed suddenly it'll just reboot. Like, it'll just basically go, oh, there was a problem. We wiped your settings. You're like, oh, really? It's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, so it is finicky software, but I think if you want that, you can just put in MSI Afterburner, which is what I think I'm going to do, and do a bit of an overclock on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what the game sets it to be honest, is most of the time is more than enough. But yeah, so I definitely want to. There's a lot I haven't probably potential I haven't unlocked with that 6900 XT. But yeah, I was saying to him, I said, look, for $1,000, like I know BPC Tech at one point had the same card for under $1,000,
Yeah.
and I was burning. I was like, fuck, not happy. But look, it is what it is, man. Like they were still way cheaper than what they had been.
Yep.
They were cheaper than what they were at launch, the 6900s.
And it's because you sold the other card, and that card you sold now, you wouldn't get nowhere near as much. So.
Oh, hell no. Like, I'm seeing 3060s for around that money.
Yep.
And I'm like, shit, I didn't have an over 2060. I had a 1660 Super.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're right. Like, I would have lost. Look, well, this is the thing. Yeah,
Here we go.
lost,
First time chatter. Sandrav, is RTX 3050 can do 1440p resolution gaming medium settings?
No. Medium settings, yeah, but you'd be struggling with a 3050. You will struggle to run 1440p. You could do 1080p with medium settings, probably not no drama, but 1440p, that's a pretty high resolution you're talking about there, brother. Like that's where you're starting to talk about, you know, and it all depends on the game too. Like if you said, "Oh, can I do medium settings on Cyberpunk?" No, even at 1080p, it won't do that. But will it do
medium settings on Fortnite?
On Fortnite? Oh, hell yeah! It'll probably run Fortnite on 1440p. On competitive, especially on competitive settings,
yep.
where people don't, you know, sort of dial down some of the graphics. Yeah, probably 3050 will do it. But it certainly won't. But yeah, like some of these, like God of War and like some of these really massive world, like single player games where you want all the eye candy because frame rates don't matter, then 3050, yeah.
Just ask what GPU for 1440p 3060? It all
3060, yeah, and all depends on the game. 3060 at a minimum, but at the moment with what graphics are doing, 3070 Ti's around that $800 or $900 mark, and I don't think they're gonna. I think they'll drop a little bit more. So it's about, you know, or if you're happy to buy used, you could probably pick one up used for around that money too. Look, it all depends on how much money you want to save, because you know used, it's a risk because you don't know what how the card's been treated. But a lot of these 3070s are not that old. But
if
3070 Ti certainly aren't that old anyway.
And if you can get a receipt with it, that'll help for any.
Make sure you get a receipt.
Warranty.
Yeah, exactly. Get a receipt. Look, it gets a bit tricky if it's got the person's name on it because then they go, "Oh well, you didn't buy it." But you can prove the warranty period on the card. So I think under consumer law, it's very difficult for them to knock you back if something does go wrong and it is warranty. But yeah, but a 3070 or 3070, if you don't mind AMD, 6700 XT will do it as well. Again, depends on the game, you know, like, again, Cyberpunk going to struggle. God of War probably will struggle. What's another massive... Outer Worlds was probably something a bit older, but that probably will run okay. But if you're playing things... Warzone can be tricky too, but that seems to be a little bit more... Yeah, that can be a bit tricky, but it depends on the games. Mate, if you want to pop in what games you're playing, we'll probably be able to be more confident in saying what I think perhaps is a good card.
Yep.
But
okay, thanks. You just started following, so thanks for the follow, Sanray.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know what games you're playing.
Yeah, mate, and yeah. Like I said, there's really like Control was another one that was really heavy on graphics. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like some of those games where they're single player, you know, massive worlds, really nice looking graphics. Yeah, you know, Outriders was probably another one, which could be quite. But then you know, if you're playing Valorant, Splitgate, Fortnite, CS:GO,
That's one game I haven't played in a while. Splitgate.
Yeah,
when it first came out, we were all playing.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm playing Oxygen, not included.
Oxygen.
And Dota 2.
Oh, mate, 3050 is fine for Dota 2. No problem. I
on
don't know.
1440?
I don't know whether they'll do 1440. 3060 will for Dota because it's not very. I don't think it's massive. I think it's more CPU bound Dota 2, but oxygen not included. Survival game. Here we go. Oh yeah. Nah, look, that looks pretty basic. I mean, 3050. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's probably going to run 3050. Again, 1440p on medium settings on that it should run. But and how many frames as well? You know, I mean, you're talking. Oh, I want it to run 144 FPS. Then probably not. Will it run 60? Yeah, should run 60, no problem. And if you've been playing on console, which runs on 30 to 40, and you know, the latest Xbox and PS5, depending on the game, can run up to 120 if you've got the right monitor and the right, you know, or the right TV. But most parts it runs 60. Simple as that.
Is it through like the 1440? A lot of the monitors only run that through DisplayPort, not HDMI.
Correct.
Is it all? Yep.
Correct. Yeah, and you're gonna have to play off HDMI. You can't play off. Off DisplayPort, not HDMI. But yeah, I think it does depend on the monitor a bit. I think if it's a 2.1, it can run 144. Let me just have a quick look.
Yeah, next Friday. Catch up at Fortress at 7 p.m. if anyone's interested.
Yes,
I'll be there.
I'll be there. I think I haven't told the wife yet, but I'll be there.
I mentioned it to the wife because I'll probably drive again because I'm pretty sure I'm working Saturday. We've got a big job that we're booked in to do.
Oh, right, that sucks.
I'll just come for a couple of drinks and dinner, and then I'll head home.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Benry's only in town for the weekend. So
oh, is he?
Yep.
Cool. Because he's nearly finished with his renovations, isn't he? Like
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So is he looking to come back?
I think he's looking to go further north, up to Queensland.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you saying that possibly, from a work perspective, he could be heading up there. So that's okay. Let me have a look. Nowadays monitors feature at least 1.4 port, which is enough to run for 144 hertz 1080p. No, you can only run up to 75 hertz on 1440p on HDMI 1.4, which is what most monitors tend to have.
Yep.
Now, HDMI 1.4 will run up to 120 hertz on 1440. But some monitors utilize custom time parameters, pixel rates to use the full potential, thus getting 144 at 1080p. So make sure you exactly with that 2.0. Yep. So you need 2.0 and up if you want 1440p HDMI. Otherwise, yeah, DisplayPort, which that's what I use. I use DisplayPort. It's fine. No, the only downside I think of DisplayPort is sound. It doesn't carry sound.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
But these days, how many people?
Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Play audio. Can DisplayPort play audio?
Should be able to.
Should. Return arc. That means that not only the audio source, usually AVS, can send audio to the television set, but can no, that's not it. Does DisplayPort carry sound as HDMI does? Here we go. Yes, DisplayPort speaking audio speak. It can carry both audio and video over a single connection. It's rare for blah blah. I reckons it can. I don't know.
And Racer just put in another question. He's gone, oxygen not included is like Factorio. It's simulation. Is it CPU and RAM bound? Question mark. It's not FPS, but updated per second. Single core cache performance would Intel. What Intel is good?
For something like that, you 12600K with on a good quality B660 motherboard like an MSI Tomahawk or something like that, it'll be fine. Because the single or if you want to go AMD, you can go 5800 XD X3Ds. That's got pretty good single core performance as well. But yeah, you'd be looking at a 12600 because anything above that, you're starting to pay for that. Like an i5 12600K, you could go an i7 if you wanted to, but all the testing I've seen, i5 12600K on a B560 board with DDR4 RAM, and you're bueno. You're not paying the. Otherwise, you start going to like i7s or i9s in Intel, and you're starting to talk DDR5 RAM. The other advantage of the 5800 X3D on the AMD platform is the motherboards are cheaper. Like you can put that on a really good B550 board, or even a B450 if you wanted to, and you can then run it on that, and you just get DDR4 RAM, which at the moment is ridiculously cheap. Like I've seen 32 gig kits for like under $200.
This is all AUD. I'm not sure where you're from, saying, Rafe.
Yeah. By the way, that's all in AUD. Yep. So I don't know, but it seems DDR4 because I guess there's a lot of production there. But it's interesting when we talk about production. Today there was some news out saying that now with crypto in the and no one buying GPUs, all the companies have cut back estimates on revenue. Nvidia, TSMC, who's the manufacturer, I guess, of the silicon, the five and CPUs, graphics cards, stuff like that, supplies to Nvidia. So apparently Nvidia went to Samsung,
Yep.
and that's what the 30 series cards are. And they weren't, I think, overly happy because they ran really hot, and there were some issues at the start with some of the 3090s, especially dying. So they changed out. So for the 4000 series, which is due to come out by the end of the year, Nvidia's gone back to TSMC, but they had to buy their slot back, which meant that they bought some of the space back from AMD, and AMD had to take a hit, and they've got less ability to produce as much product. But Nvidia's now come out and said, nah, we're gonna need to scale back with the 4000 series, because they reckon most people now have gone to the 3000 series, and usually what they find is people aren't going to upgrade for the next 2 to 3 years. So you're talking 5,000 or 6,000 series cards before people are going to start going, oh yeah, I want to upgrade my GPU. Because if you think about it, people are still playing on 980s and 1060s, 1070s, 1080s. It's only
I'm
now.
still on the 1660, which is the 20 series era.
Yep. The only difference was pretty much that it doesn't have ray tracing. But like even for you, like I mean, if you sold that card now for what? I reckon you get about $250 for it.
Yep. I think it's what extra $100-$150 you can get a 3060.
Yeah. No, and it's a massive difference. Like it's not like they're going to be like oh yeah. Like,
it's the 3060 is probably equivalent to the 2060, like in between the 2060 and 2070, or is it more around the 2070?
Oh, it's more around the 2070, 2080.
Yeah. Sandrace just put, because late game for Oxygen not included, it's like a lot of computations with lots of data. And he's like, I'm loving NVMe M.2.
Yeah, definitely. That's where, NVMe's going to... And I think people are going to find that NVMe is... Like, even SSDs, man. Like, a lot of people... Like, hard drives, definitely, I think, are on their last legs. Unless you're doing massive amounts of data storage. I think most people now building PCs... Like, personally, if I built a PC for someone, I just say to them, we'll put in a 2 terabyte NVMe.
Or like I think was it
Done.
like Shopping Express had like lately had like close to just over $100 that they got one
Yeah.
gigabyte. Oh, 1 terabyte.
They had, I think, NVMe, I think Western Digital green ones, which are fine unless unless you're doing a lot of read writes, or you overload the NAND flat, like the cache on it, because it doesn't have a dedicated 3D NAND chip. But even like I saw there's a Crucial one which has all of that, and I think they were just on $100 for 1 terabyte. So all that stuff's getting really cheap.
And a lot of the boards these days have got 2 spots for like M.2 spots.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff now, when you look at, like, they refresh the X570 boards, most of them have got 4, and all the Intel stuff, like on their Z boards, most of them have got 4 NVMe slots. And like how many NVMe like literally you could put 2, for most people, unless you've got a bunch of video footage and stuff. Like, I just got my wife videotapes from when she was much younger, went overseas, and I got them converted because the video camera we've got just couldn't do it. Like, I did it once, and I managed to do it somehow. But mate, the quality of what this guy did, we paid a bit of money. I think it was about $450, but there was like 30 tapes or something, 30 or 40 tapes he did. So now I've just got to edit some of that stuff up, and like I can put together a couple of, like, there's stuff there, like, of my sister-in-law who passed away. Just fucking priceless, that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that we managed to get off those tapes, and I'm like, I'm going to put that together for her mum, for example, and mate, she is going to love it. Like, it's awesome. Like, she gets to see her daughter again, and remember her. So it's pretty cool. But, like, but even then I went and paid, I think it was $399 for a 4 terabyte SSD. I don't care. Like, I remember paying $300 for a 6 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
And that was interesting once it got loaded up with files. But it was more. But I think it was more the DVD.
The fast boot for desktop because of NVMe now. Must have been coming off a hard drive.
Yeah. Look, it's interesting because they have done some tests, on a couple of blind tests of NVMe versus SSD versus hard drive on booting. And yeah, like, I think people struggle to tell the difference between
SSD and
NVMe. Just keeping in mind that with NVMe, where your biggest advantage is you got no wires, it's just directly to the board. It's screwing, like, you're not having to mount them into the case and stuff. And that's where the biggest
run power to them and run cables to the
yeah, exactly. I mean, not that they take a lot of power, and most motherboards have plenty of SATA ports, but yeah, like, I've got like I said, I got the 4 terabyte NVMe SSD, but only because I couldn't find anything equivalent in an NVMe without it being ridiculously expensive. Like, 4 terabytes on NVMe ends up being a couple of $100, like $500, $600, $700, I think, last time I checked. So, but it's interesting with that 1 or 2 terabyte, like, now for even 500 gigabyte NVMe's, like, which is more than enough for a boot drive and your main programs.
Yep.
Mate, even those, like, I've seen for like $70, $80.
Yeah. Well, I think you can get like the 256s, like the Western Digital green ones, for like $35 or something.
Yeah, like dirt cheap. And that's fine. Like, Windows works fine on it. Like, that's enough for Windows and a couple of programs.
Yeah.
If you're thinking, oh no, I probably need a bit more room because I'm going to have a bit more programs on there. Well, yeah, cool. Go and get a much larger drive. 100%. But we do have the weekend coming up with Fortress, so it'll be, if anyone's
Yeah,
interested to
next
come
Friday
down.
night, 7
It's in the
p.m.
city. Yep.
Melbourne City, that is.
Yeah, Melbourne City. Yes, Melbourne City, and well, a couple of us will get together. We got many coming.
I think there's 5 that I know of so far. There's me, you, Benry, Kate, Toby.
Yeah.
I think Solly's a possibility as well. I'm not sure if you'll bring the missus or not. So there's a few of us, yeah.
Okay. I wonder if Rochi will come, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't want to have too big a night because I know we got that Bucks party coming up in about 4 weeks afterwards. So
I will take that discussion off air. That one.
Yeah. We'll...
Yeah, because I'm interested to see what your plans are for that night, because I've got, a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the night's going to involve, and I think you know more about it than I do. So I've put my deposit down, but yeah, I'll be there. Absolutely be there. But yeah, it's just I think it hinges a little bit on what you and I maybe think might happen on the night, and whether it's possibly appropriate for men of our maturity, shall we say, to be attending.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, Rafe just put, thanks for the info. What are your thoughts on the i5 2400?
i5 2400. Wow, that's going back in time a bit. i5. Look, I think.
I mean, sorry, 12400.
12400 again. From what I've seen on the reviews, it's fine. If you're only gaming, it's fine.
Yeah.
And you're talking about pairing it with something sensible like a 3050 or a 3060. Look, my advice is, if you've got this, the price jump from a 3050 to a 3060, again, I'm not sure if you're in Australia, but certainly in Australia that jump is very, very small. It's $100, and I know some people go, oh yeah, but it's $100. Yeah, but it's $100 which will give you a little bit better of experience, and if you're planning on keeping that graphics card for 2 years, at least 2 years, which most people do, right? So let's do that. So $100 divided by 365 times 7. In a year, it's $2 a week. Even if you kept it for a year, it costs you $2 a week. Don't have a coffee. Don't buy a latte for the day. Only have a latte every second day. If you have a latte every second day, you're still going to save $4.
Yep.
$4 or $5 a coffee. You've one less coffee a week, and you've already paid for that graphics card.
It just put now the 12600K is good for editing with After Effects, Premiere, and gaming.
Ooh, it's okay. What's the 12? Hold on, let me just look at 12600K. Let me go and have a look. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, so it's got. So it's got 10 cores, 60. Yeah, it should be okay. Should be fine. Yeah, you should be able to do editing with that. The biggest downfall you're going to have though is absolutely going to be your graphics card and rendering times and stuff like that. If you're doing editing, and you're making a bit of money on the side with that as well, go get your 3060. You're making money with it.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why when 3090s, for example, come out, everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're ridiculous." It's like, if I did video editing and I did that as a job and I did it every day and it saved me 2 minutes of video, that's money in the bank. Do 10 videos in a week, it's 20 minutes.
I don't realize it was 10 cores, 6 performance cores, 4 efficient cores. 6
Yeah, so it's got 6 P
up to
cores.
4.9 gigahertz.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why he was talking about oxygen. Look, I mean, take a look at that. It's got decent L2 cache as well. It's got 20 megabits of Intel Smart Cache. So, look, it's not as good as what it could be, but you know, like it all comes down to price. How much? What's your budget? You know, how much are you looking to spend? And if you if you got unlimited, you know, if you don't care, like you've got an unlimited budget, bloody hell, you can go and spend $5,000 on a PC and you know be absolutely have a demon.
Or 600K is also clockable.
Yes.
Because all the K chips are, aren't they?
Yes. But just be careful. You have to check on the board because with the B660s, some of them have the microcode to be able to overclock the chip and some don't. If you want to be absolutely sure you can overclock, you get yourself a Z690 board, which, depending where you are, let me go and have a look, just as a quick sanity check. Computer parts. No, motherboards. Yep, Intel. Although, socket we want 1700. So B660. Yeah, I mean the cheapest motherboard you've got is going to be this. And this is Senecom. 279. I'm going to do some research. This is in Australia, in AUD, obviously. But, you know, there you go. And that's going to guarantee you that it's an overclockable chip. You know, and then, I mean, realistically, you'd pay the extra $50. That's a much better board. I mean, they don't have any stock of it, but, you know, there'll be someone who does. But that's a Z690 board. It's got DDR4, which is what you want. You take a look. I mean, plenty of I/O like SSD, USB-C, and you will have 4 M.2 slots as well, and you've got the thermal guards. That's a nice looking board for that money. That's actually a really nice board. You know, and realistically, in an AMD board, you're not going to find anything much cheaper than that, to be honest. Where are we? Motherboards again. Let's go AMD. X570. Yeah, the cheapest I'm seeing, again, I'm just having a quick look at Senecom, is the Asus Gaming at $349. Oh no, here we go. X570 Tough. 309. Oh, you could do this one. Again, that's sold out at $289, but if you can find that board, that's a pretty decent board as well. But not as actually, that for $289 is not as good as that previous Z690 board. Because it won't have the...
For a $10 difference, you'd...
Yeah, you definitely go that Z690. Absolutely, 100% you would.
And who was that through? Senecom?
Oh, that was Senecom, yeah. I mean, I just quickly had a look.
There's a code for Senecom too, isn't there?
No, you're thinking of Tekt.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Yeah. My apologies.
No, Tekt. Yeah. It's funny, Tekt lately, I don't know. I just haven't found them to be competitive. But do some Google research on it. There is some definitely worth having a look.
I'll be getting the motherboard with Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And I think that Z690 was a Wi-Fi motherboard. Pretty sure. But don't overspend on Wi-Fi. Again, I'm not sure where you're located. If you're in Australia, for example, for $40 odd, you can get yourself a PCIe card that'll do Wi-Fi absolutely fine. Just keep an eye on Amazon Prime Day's coming up next week. Next week or two. What is it? 17th to the 22nd? I think. Let me
Yeah,
go.
10 days away.
Yep. Where are we? Yeah. Sorry, 12th to the 13th. So no, not even that.
5 days away.
5 days away. So have a
12 to
look.
13. Jeez.
Yeah. So definitely worth keeping an eye out on that, because what you'll find is that'll have some really good bargains on there.
That's only for Prime members, isn't it? I think it's what $6.99 to be a Prime member.
1 month free trial, my friend. There's
a quick
handy
sign
hint.
up.
Sign up. Get your Prime deals. In the month, say, nah, I'm done, thanks. Look, again, it's all about what people can afford. Prime Day's great, but the reason I like Amazon is with the Amazon Prime, you get Amazon Prime Video, you get Amazon Prime selling stuff, and
Kindle, you get
you get a whole
Twitch. Yep.
Yeah, you get a Twitch Prime for free. So if you want to support your local, Twitch streamer, you can do that. It's really, really good. Like, I think it represents some really good value, and Amazon knows that.
You do get lots of drops too, like in-game.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Even free games. Like I picked up Maniac Mansion for free, but there was also World Rally Racing was for free.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I haven't played it yet, but yeah, like there's a ton of stuff you like. But you said the in-game stuff. Some of that can be really good, like drops for PUBG and.
Yep, like I think the skins for Fortnite, and you might even get a few V-Bucks out of it as well.
I don't know about Fortnite. I don't know
I feel like that they did. They had like.
They may have done it, but yeah, I don't know whether they've done anything lately with Fortnite, because I certainly haven't seen anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there hasn't been anything either. And yeah, look, there's a lot of stuff on there, and the great thing about them is if something goes wrong, you just send it back, and off you go. I mean, eBay's another one, but I just don't find that eBay's got quite as good bargains on there, and I think a lot of it's to do with their fees and how much they charge people to sell on there and stuff like that. But I definitely eBay is. I did buy some earbuds from eBay, and it was through a Microsoft store. And they just like the touch on the earphones. They were Razer ones, just stopped working. I'm like, am I not touching them right? And I tried to reset them, and no, nothing worked. Just said, hey, I haven't even had these a month, and they said, I think I'd had them like literally 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, so it was technically out of the return period. But no, I sent the seller which was I don't know, I think it's some store that sells on behalf of Microsoft, said, hey, are you interested in, and I'm like, hey, this is what's happening, blah, blah, and they said, yep, just return them, it's fine. And it was interesting, it took about 2 weeks by the time I got my money back. Yep. By the time I sent them, by the time I put them in the post, by the time they got them, they processed the return, but in the end I got my money back, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I went and bought another set from Centacom, where they actually, I think 100, the Edifier Pros. I think Centacom had them, and they were, where are we? Audio headphones, yep. Low high, and we'll go brand, and we'll go Edifier. There we go. That's headphones and audio.
They're pretty good, are they?
Yeah, I was really, really surprised, because one of the guys there rang up one of his colleagues and said, hey, you had these razors, but then you bought another pair. What were they? And he said, oh, the Edifier Pros. And it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of Edifier. Yeah, they're $175 at the moment.
Centacom, yeah.
At Centacom, but I got them considerably less than that. I got them for $130. So, and they are really good. Like they have that charge case is really nice. It's USB-C. Like you plug it in, it's charged up within like an hour.
Noise cancelling too, so that's
And
good.
noise cancelling is
Good for my line of
amazing.
work.
Oh, mate, they are amazing. Like really good. And the sound from them, from a music perspective, really, really good. Like I was really impressed. Like, like I listen to lots of different types of music, but when I want to, get going and get pumped up, you put the techno house on. Mate, bass is good on them. Very, very nice set of headphones. Very nice set of headphones, and they connect up easy to. The only thing I don't like about some of these headphones is I have had ones where they can do multiple connections.
Yep.
So you can have them hooked up to more than one device, and they'll hook up automatically to both of them. The Jabras are pretty good for that, but I don't know. I have to admit, I love my Edifier. The Edifier Neo Buds Pro True Wireless Stereo earbuds with active noise cancellation. They've got an app, and the app works no problem. Like I said, and the other day I was at work, they ran out of power after, I don't know, a couple of days of using them on and off. Off they went. But the other thing is, so yeah, so it was good. One place you go on.
What were you going to say?
I'm going to say, speaking of bargains, one place people should go and check out is Kmart.
Oh. What sort of for the I have seen like gaming like keyboards and mouses and stuff and packs with like headsets and that, like $30 or $40 or $50. I don't know how good they are. Like I've been looking at them maybe for Ava and that, but
good enough for Ava, my friend. My dad's got a security system, and he said to him, and he lost a USB dongle to one of his mice. For $25, I picked him up a wireless keyboard and mouse. I plugged it into this computer, onto this PC. I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be mushy and it won't, it'll skip every second key, it'll ghost and stuff. And no, it did not. And I was genuinely surprised that it was as good as it was. It was really easy to type on and spot on, like every letter, bang, bang, bang. And I can type, let me tell you, I can type fast.
Yeah.
I can type as fast as I talk, and that's quick. So, and usually I'm inaccurate on those keyboards because I type so quick, it ghosts every third, fourth letter. So you're constantly going back correcting spelling mistakes. But this was like, no, just as I was tapping away, I was like, shit, I'm like, this is not bad. So it's definitely worth, like, if you want a cheap wireless Bluetooth headset or headphones for kids and stuff like that, they're not going to be, they're not going to be $500, Astro A50s or, Steel Series, Pro wireless headphones. But
I got wired, but
you've got wired, but I mean, they're probably not going to be anywhere near as good as those. But is Ava going to care?
No.
Look, Daddy, they're pretty. They have rainbows on them.
She's got some Arctis 7 here wireless. It's only wired at the moment because of the charging. But I don't know. She doesn't like them that much.
Really?
Wrecks my hair. And my ears are getting too hot.
Oh, really? That's interesting. You know what you might need to keep an eye out for? Razer does their headphones, and it's got like a cooling gel.
Ah.
And when I had the only problem I had with my one, I had Nari Ultimates, which were, I think I paid about $250 for.
Yeah.
But the problem I had with them was they kind of lost sound, like intermittently. But they had this great rumble feature, like it would actually vibrate on your ears and like haptic feedback on your ears.
Yeah.
Not sure I was too much of a fan of that. Like at first it's like, oh cool. Maybe in a car racing game it might have been alright.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Imagine trying to shoot in the gunfire and just.
yeah. That's what it would do. Brrrr. And I'm like, oh, this is. I know. Turn that. Yeah, okay, that's better. But yeah, I have to admit these Logitech ones. Then I.
Always wanted to get the Logitech Pro ones. I can't remember what they were.
Oh yeah, I think Shroud
Yeah,
pedals
Shroud Pro would have had them. I know.
pedals them at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's really good, and I've been so far really impressed with, because when I play with you boys, I've been playing with that, is the Corsair Virtuosos.
Yep.
They are good. And I saw them as low as 250 on Amazon, and they've gone back up, but I think this is why people do your research. I think Honey.
Yep.
It's an extension, join it. Honey is really good because it tells you if they're bullshitting you or not. 50% off, 70% off, and then you go to Honey and you go, hold on, last month they were cheaper. Like, I've gone back and it shows you like 30 days of sales data, like where they were sales wise. And yeah, I think at the moment Amazon's jacked everything back up again. And I think they're waiting for Prime Day, and then all of a sudden, like, there'll be these massive discount. People are like, oh my God, look at that discount. It's, oh, 75. There's so much cheaper. And then you go, oh, hold on. But because I look at it often enough, like, I'll look at those Corsair headphones, and on their website, on Amazon's website, it says, oh, it's under 5%. Oh, yeah, they've dropped 10%. I'm like, no. I know I saw them for $249 only like a week ago. So yes, they've dropped, but they're not that cheap. I've seen them. I've seen you guys have them cheaper, and there's like a lot of that stuff on their website. Like they had a 3080 Ti Gigabyte Master for like $2,000. It's now like almost $3,000. I'm like, yeah, you boys are getting ready for Prime Day. And all of a sudden you'll start seeing a whole bunch of stuff just come up and it'll look cheap, but then you go, oh, it's on sale 2 months, like a month ago, and it was just as cheap.
Yeah.
So that's why, anyone looking to buy hardware, just you watch the market for a bit. Don't rush in. Don't do what I did. I bought a graphics card thinking it was a good deal, and here we are now, 500. Only a month or two later, and they're $500 cheaper. But look, shit happens. That's just unlucky. But then I've had other luck with other cards, so you can't always come out on top. But but anyway, that's how it is.
It's like crypto.
Speaking of crypto, bit of a segue into crypto stocks.
I think it's sort of plateaued a little bit, but everything I've been listening to podcasts and that a bit lately, and it's like I think it's down 70% overall from its all-time highs, and they reckon the last time that Bitcoin peaked, like the last two times, was it 2017 and 2013, that it had a correction of 85 to 90%. So they reckon like between now and say the end of the year, it still could drop another 20%. So I think the way they've looked at it, like both times, I think the bull market ran for around 2 to 2.5 years, or maybe it wasn't. No, it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
And then it took a dive, and it took a year for it to hit its bottom. And then from the bottom, it went up for a year and a half, and then that's when it's like a 4-year cycle every time the Bitcoin halving. So I think it halved in 2020. So I think 18 months. Mm-hmm. So that's a year and a half. 18 months. It sort of climbed up. Got to its all-time high, and then it dips down for a bit, and it takes a year for it to get to its bottom, and then it'll take it a year and a half again to slowly climb back up before it gets ready for the bull run again.
Do you reckon there's going to be another bull run?
I believe so. I think if they sort out these Web3s and that and all these bridging, like so I think Ethereum's the main one. I think Polkadot's its own one, Cardano and that, but it's all these other ones that are linking on the back of them, which are like Matic and stuff, and the bridge and that. They can't. There's something in there that they haven't quite figured out yet that can stop the hackers getting in and siphoning out coins and stuff like that. So whoever the first person is that figures out that the security of it and that is going to be one happy gentleman.
I think the next bull run is not going to happen unless they can announce instant transfers. Is my opinion. And I think that bull run will take a lot more effort because I think there's economic...
Define instant transfers. Because I know I can move stuff from my Binance and it'll be on my Crypto.com account within like a minute or two. I can do the same to CoinSpot.
No.
Either of those.
I have my crypto wallet.
Yep.
I need to buy pizza. I need $10.
Yeah.
Beep. Pay pass. $10. There's my pizza. Walk out. Pizza.
I can do that right now. I won't turn it around, but.
Okay, so you've got a Visa card that's attached to your wallet.
Yeah, it's attached to my crypto wallet, so I can, like live now, log on to crypto.com, like to the app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I could sell some coins straight away and move it to my wallet. I'm not exactly sure how I can go if I got crypto on there, if I can just tap it and it'll just automatically sell it or not. But I think I might have to go into my phone and physically sell it and move it to the credit card part.
And what does the credit card part pay the owner of the business in dollars?
It pays it in whatever dollars, like Australian dollars, you put it in. And then for every purchase, I think you get between, depending where it is, you get between 1 to 12% paid back in that current coin, which is Crow coin.
Okay. If they can do that, as well as resolve like people being able to run off with money and hacking and the scammers and all that, I think that the reality is, as nice as decentralized banking sounds, there's a reason why banking's centralized is, take a look at what's happened in the past. People put money in the bank and suddenly the money disappears.
It's governed and it's what's the R word? It's
regulated.
That's it. Not in my head.
And this is the thing. People go, no, it's supposed to be decentralized. No, regulated. That means people control the money, and no one is going to give you control of money.
Yeah.
Yes, you earn money and all. None of us, 99% of the people on this planet, I very much put myself in this category, so not to insult anyone, are nowhere near smart enough, nowhere near educated enough to be able to not be stupid with our money and not need protecting through regulation to stop being ripped off. There's still nanas out there. Prince of Fufu is going to give me my $1 million from Nigeria. I just got to send him another 50 grand.
Even if you're holding the crypto coin and that, like that, the Luna one, and I think there was another one the other day that they found some fishy stuff coming up. So all the exchanges block it straight away. So even if you have that coin, you can't even sell it for real dollars anyway.
And this is the problem. It then punishes anyone who's got that coin. Yeah. It's like anyone at the moment, like if anyone had, like if you're Russian, for example, right? Just purely as an example, your money, if it's all in Russian rubles, currently is worthless.
No, I think it's worth more now. I think that the ruple's worth it's the best it's ever been. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere the ruple's the best it's ever been in years. I don't know if it's 5 years or more than that. Are you googling it? Ruple to USD?
Uh, Ruple to AUD.
Hmm.
Oh, it's only worth 23 cents Australian, mate. I don't think it's travelling
What's it?
that well.
What's it been the past? Can you look at the what's it been the past few whatever it is?
Oh, yeah, it went up. Oh, well, actually went up from 21 cents. So let's have a look. 5 days. Oh, 1 month. Let's have a look. 1 year. Oh, shit. Actually, Iggy, you know what? You're actually not wrong. Because it was worth at its worst in March this year,
Yep, and that's when the first.
like less than a cent. But yeah, at the moment it's at 23 cents.
It's gone up 23x.
And before that, it was hovering around that 19 cents.
Yep.
And then it took a massive dive. And then, it started to come up. Russia's ruble is now stronger than before the war. Western sanctions are partly to blame. It's suck a bag of dicks, I think is what Mr. Putin would be saying.
Yep.
Thanks for improving my currency. Appreciate it, fellas.
Have you got my stream up? Can you see it?
Your stream up. Let me
Yep.
go and have a look. No, I don't. I've got all the. I'll get it up in a minute. Where are you? All decked out. No. You're E.
Hype. HYPE.
Hype
ECA. Hi, Pika. Pika. Pikachu.
Oh, hold on. Are you on YouTube or you're on
Twitch. Just on Twitch. Yeah.
Thank you. That's why I can't see you. Hype ECA. Here we go. Yes, I am. There we go.
And you see my little Mario.
Oh, hello, Mario.
So I'm gonna play you a little video. This is on Reddit. This is DALL-E. This is a AI thing which is turning text you write into I don't know what's it called into a picture. So it's like thought it might be interesting for people to see what the application looks like in action. This is what you do. This is the DALL-E platform. This isn't open to the public yet, so only a certain amount of people can do this. So he's written on there. Start with a detailed description. A skunk riding a skateboard. So it's generate. So it might take a little bit. I think it can take up to 3 minutes, depending it.
Okay, that's still faster than most humans can draw.
Yeah. And now it's generating. There you go. A skunk riding a skateboard.
Are you shitting me?
And this is so this is what it's got. A few other here. Medical illustration of I'm not that sure that word is anatomy with labels, high quality, and it's sprung up with this. I think it's 9 different little. Oh, it's of a. Didn't even realize that. Of an octopus. Octopus fingers. Some sort. But yeah, what I wanted to bring up is like I've got a picture here of it. NFL sports logo of an angry bison. So he's written that in, and this is the pictures that come up. So I reckon you'll be able to. You won't need Fiverr anymore if you want your streamer graphics. You just be able to use DALL-E and type in the words you want, and then whatever picture you want, and you write that in, and it's going to come up for you. That's where we're at now with AI.
That is everyone. Strap in. Skynet is here. Skynet is here, everyone.
But I wonder what his copyright laws are on this. And like, are these? Is he just pulled these pictures off the net, or and it's mixed them together, or is it? It's just like stolen pictures off the net, or I suppose none of them have got TM on it or copyright. But I wonder,
That's interesting. That is interesting. You're actually right. It is really, really, really interesting about whether that, it pulls something that could be copyrighted.
Yeah.
And then you're going, hey, look at my new stream logo. And someone goes, that's not your stream logo. That's my stream logo. So that
And we're back.
is interesting. Very, very interesting.
What do you see?
That
When Thanraf was talking to us, I had a quick look at TechFast, but TechFast doesn't have a lot of computers lately, and I'm thinking, has it still got a whole bunch of computers built from the old prices? And it's
interesting. There was when I went in the other day, I
to Senecom.
Senecom, yeah, and what it was, I looked. There was a girl that came in, and the guy made an interesting comment. He said, "Yeah, look, let me see what else we've got," because he said, "Oh, I think some of these prices are from when we built them, and no one's bought them, and they're just sitting there right now." And it was like, really? I was like, that is interesting. That is the case. In the sense of, you're right. I think there is now a number of these companies that are sitting on these computers that are way overpriced because of the GPU crash. But I'm like, well, what do you do? How long do you hold on to them before they actually become like redundant? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's interesting times at the moment for people who are in that. Yeah, like take a look at those. BPC Tech had some as well that weren't half bad. Let me just have a quick look, see whether it's worth sharing. We got gaming PC. Here we go. Kraken power. The only thing I don't like about some of these is the cases on them. Okay, maybe not. I was going to say, terrible, but then I'm looking at some of these on BPC Techs. They're actually using really good cases. Yeah, the cheapest one though I've got here is a 3070 Ti system for 22, but comes with a 3070 Ti. Oh, come on. Wi-Fi. Yeah, they start going up pretty quickly in price. Here we go. Mm.
6500 XT gaming PC for $699. Don't know how bad the 6500 XT is, but
What is it? 6500?
yeah,
Garbage. Absolute garbage. Like, A 1050 Ti is better than it. It
Oh,
only
really?
runs on PCIe 3. Yeah, like a whole bunch of people, including Hardware Unboxed, really ripped it to shreds. But a new 1630. Oh, what card came out today? I just saw it pop up on my
What's better, a 3050 or a 6600?
6600.
They're both the same price. Both with an i5 24. Oh no, it's got a Ryzen 5 600G. Oh, that one's got an i5 10400. This one's got an i5 12400.
1630, sorry, is launched a 1630. Looking at the picture on Hardware Unbox's channel, I don't think it's gonna be a good review. Just quietly, I think it's going to be, yeah, it's gonna be ugly. But who else does some? Who else does some CPL? CPL do. Your CPU on gaming PC. Price. That's not bad. 1449.
Yep.
5600G. B4 550 Aorus M Micro ATX board, 6600 Eagle with 16 gig of RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe, Deep Matrix 50 case, not the best case in the world, but I've seen worse. And then there's an Intel version which is a 10100F. Oh, you'd pick the 5600G over the 10100F any day. Then you got an 11400, which is $14.99. Yeah, but that's got a 3050. Playing mostly for the CPU there. Oh, here's one, 12400F. What's it got? With a 3060 in it. For $2,000. Just 1939. But that comes with 32 gig of RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe drive, 2 terabyte hard drive, 700 watt power supply, which is an EVGA one. So that's not bad. What else does them? We've got PLE dual. Let's see if that's the case. But, you know, there's a lot of places that do them. And, yeah. Hold on a sec. The executive producers, you know, just telling me wind it up.
Time for bed.
Yeah. I'm actually, to be honest, even she hadn't come in, I was about to go. I'm just about done. Desktop computers. Here we go. PLE ready to go. PCs. Game PCs. Here we go. What have they got? B550. 65. Yeah, their range isn't crash hot until you get to, even then at 1910, that's pretty poor value. What about PC case gear? PC case gear can, on the odd occasion, surprise me. This isn't bad. This isn't bad at all, actually. $15.99 Ryzen 5600 on a B550 motherboard with a 6600, 16 gigabyte of RAM, 512 gigabyte NVMe, and 2 terabyte hard drive. What's this one here? That's 11400F. No, you wouldn't go 3600. You go 5600. Or you can go 1799 and you're getting a 5600X. That's no big deal, but you are getting a nicer board, a B550M mortar motherboard with a 6600 XT. Oh no, this one's good. I'll bring this up on screen. There you go. 5600, 550 motherboard, 6700 XT, which is a pretty decent card. 16 gig of RAM, 512 gigabytes of NVMe, 2 terabyte hard drive. Case doesn't look that bad. Looks like it's got some nice airflow in it. Looks like though you get the standard cooler, so you might want to ask them to upgrade the cooler. But yeah, here we go. Power color 6700. Yep, that's decent RAM. I've had that RAM before. That's actually a nice RAM. Worked perfectly fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stinging up probably $100 for Windows. But yeah, I mean that's actually quite surprising. $1,700. That's actually a pretty decent system. You found anything more exciting there, Mr. Eggy?
Nah, nothing really. Just the same sort of stuff we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, realistically, you're sort of, building yourself. You're probably going to get pretty close to, being able to do that quite much cheaper than what they will.
Yep.
And you get to pick, pick all the parts. Well, that's interesting. M-Wave's got some interesting ones. What have we got there? 60. I won't look at anything with a 1650. Kidding me. Oh yeah, here we go, 1650. What do you get with that? That's a good case actually, too. It's all for 1650. A 1650 here, 5600X. Deep cool air cooler, so you get an aftermarket cooler, so it's going to be better than the stock one. You get a tough gaming 550M motherboard, 16 gig of RAM, 6600. What do you get for 1799? No, that's 1799. What do we get here? Oh yeah, and then you can get for 1799, which is a little bit more. It's about $150 more. Yeah, you then have one here with 5600. Comes with a, that's interesting, with a liquid cooler on a 5600. Not sure how hot that'll get, but you do get a much nicer graphics card, a 6600 XT, a 1 terabyte NVMe, and secondary storage is optional. I mean, there's even a 7700 KF with a 3060 in it, but they don't have that in stock. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, you got one with 3600. You wouldn't go a PC with 3600 for that price. And it's only got a 1660 Super. Here's a good example, Leggy, of an overpriced system. Which was built probably at the height of the whole crypto craze. $17.99, and it's what's it got? It's got a 3600, a GTX 1660 Super, so two previous so and not a particularly good one, a twin fan one. 16 gig of RAM, which is okay. Windows 11, and only a 500 terabyte SSD, but a 1 terabyte hard drive. Yeah. All-in-one liquid cooler. I don't know why you need that for 3600. That's Nick from Thermal Take. Why is he? I'm sure he doesn't put them together. Not sure he'd be too happy about them using his image, just quietly. But yeah. Anyway, mate, that's about it. Now, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, brother?
No, that was pretty much it. Yeah, it's just the AI stuff I wanted to talk about. And
that is amazing.
Touch on crypto. Yeah, it's gonna.
That's gonna be life changing. Like that. Wait till that happens in a couple of years. That's really gonna take off. But it's gonna make our world very, very, very small. No more hiding. Anyone who says we have a fugitive on the run and we can't find him, I'm gonna go bullshit. You just don't want to find him. But mate, if that's it, I think we wrap her up, and we're back next week.
Thanks everyone for dropping by. We'll see you all next week. Big shout out to Sandray for following and all the questions tonight. It was good with all the interactions, and it's good we were helpful with all the information we gave you.
Yeah.
Hope we can get a few more like that. Make sure you send your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on down. Come and join the Flippin' Spuds. Come join ECA, and we'll give you all the tech news and crypto news and advice on building and everything, and it's all for free. Exactly. All right, mate. I'm going to sign it. Where are we? Let's make sure we have our music source going. All right. Peace out, everyone.